the age of 18, I found myself pregnant and afraid. I didn't know what to do, so instead of seeking any help, I sought just a quick resolution to the problem.
I just hid it. I silenced it. I was petrified. I opted not to go to my parents and pretty quickly made a decision based solely on fear that abortion was going to be the answer for me.
Immediately there was a change that took place inside of me.
There was so much testimony in my 8 years serving on the Health and Welfare Committee in the House of women who had elected to have an abortion, but did not receive the proper care or received an abortion from a physician that was not competent, and it led to consequences that they never could have imagined.
Laura Hope Smith went in for this abortion procedure. It was a 2-day procedure, and what happened was during the procedure, Laura stopped breathing. They were never able to get her to breathe again. They were not trained in CPR. They didn't have the equipment there. Laura was taken to the hospital and she was pronounced dead. But Laura's not the only one. There have been women in Louisiana that have been severely wounded by abortion, just even in 2019.
When they go to a clinic, they should be able to expect that the doctor there meets certain basic qualifications. Louisiana has attempted to make sure that these clinics and their providers do meet those basic qualifications. And we've done that in a number of ways, one of which is requiring hospital privileges because of the long history of substandard care.
Failing to sanitize the ultrasound probe in between patients, a repeated pattern of failing to meet even the most basic health and safety standards.
The two that I personally were in, they were absolutely filthy.
The lack of any vetting of the hiring at Hope Medical Clinic in Shreveport, where the medical director, he hired an ophthalmologist and he hired a radiologist to perform abortions. And I doubt any of those women who came to that clinic knew that the doctor who was performing their abortion was trained as a radiologist or as an eye doctor and not trained to even recognize some of the more significant conditions that can present themselves and be complications for women having an abortion, much less even be able to perform the procedure.
Although I pray for the day when abortion is no longer legal, at this time it is. That's why Act 620 is so important, because in the instance that a woman makes the unfortunate choice to have an abortion, that abortion should be provided in a safe environment with a physician who is competent and who is able to provide a continuity of care in the instance of an emergency.
Act 620 is only asking these doctors to comply with the same level of competency that we ask of other doctors who are providing high-volume surgical procedures. What they are asking for instead is a special exemption, and we don't think that's in women's best interests. There is a conflict of interest that is unavoidable here.
We are your women. We are your daughters. We are your mothers. We are your sisters. Women deserve better.